Good afternoon, listeners. My name is Mark Johnson, Editorial Board Chair and a visionary co-founder of CDO Magazine. I'm also the Regional Vice President of a company called Fusion Alliance out of Cincinnati, and I'm the executive leader of our Strategic Data Management and Analytics group there. Today, I have the great honor and privilege of interviewing Ed Scott, CEO of ElectrifAi. Ed, welcome to the interview.
Mark, it's so great to see you again.
It's always my privilege to chat with you. Now, I know a number of our C-suite executives that listen to this interview are going to want to really get this opportunity installed within their organization. And when we think about that path, can you just kind of talk a little bit about how that happens in an optimal way? Where is this a conversation with the IT organization? Is it a conversation with the head of supply chain? Is it a conversation with the procurement group? Finance on forecasting? Where is the optimized insertion point for the conversations that you would have with a potential company?
Depends on where the business need is the answer to this. I'll give you a perfect example. We have a luxury car manufacturer. And this is completely ironic, by the way. We have a luxury car manufacturer that uses the pre-built machine learning solutions to actually predict DSOs and cash flows from its global dealer network. Now, you ought to detect if you're detecting the irony in my voice in that, please do. It's an amazing thing. In that particular case, the client is the CFO, and that CFO will drive that straight down and tell IT, this is what you're doing. And because I need to understand what dealers are going to pay me, what my receivables are, what my cash flow is, right? So if it's something on related to the supply chain network and the inventory optimization, there's no question that you're going to have somebody in the organization whose hands are on that. From an operating perspective, that's going to be your key champion, your key driver. So it depends on who your champion, your driver is, and your business unit. Our customers are not procurement, right? We're dealing with the creation of consequential value out of the data. The C-suite has a problem. They need the problem solved quickly. Optimize my operations, reduce my costs, let me hold on to my customers and drive more revenue out of them. I need that. So it's going to be the CRO, the CFO, or the COO, typically.
Oh, great to hear. So as we get close to wrapping the interview, I want to just give you an opportunity to add any other thoughts you'd like to share with our listeners today before we close.
Well, I think data is tough, and I think that the tech world has made the entire discussion around data more complicated and more difficult. And we need to make this easy. We need to demystify this. As I said earlier, take out the tech mumbo-jumbo. How do we turn the data into a strategic weapon to drive revenue or optimize operations? And how do we do it quickly? That should be the only thing. We shouldn't be thinking about cloud or Kubernetes or elastic compute. We should simply be thinking about how do we turn our data into a strategic weapon to drive value quickly. That's the only thing that matters.
So I see ElectrifAi in this sense then as an accelerant to the capability of the IT organization to make value happen out of all those investments that are being made in enterprise data warehousing and BI solutions, creating data lakes and all that other mumbo-jumbo that isn't driving value. If you have that data halfway prepared, apply ElectrifAi to it in a particular business scenario and solve a problem and drive that value out.
Well, I think that's exactly right, because the value, the advantage of the Docker image or the container is the Docker image or container houses all of the logic necessary to clean the data and houses all of the domain expertise and business logic and machine learning code to actually solve the business problem. And if you can drop that Docker image anywhere in on-prem, if you can drop it on any cloud or any platform, then no matter what the orchestration is, the architecture that the client has, or no matter what the privacy or the security issues that the client has, they can turn that data, their data, into a strategic weapon quickly.
Ed, if our listeners are interested in getting more information from you directly or from your team, how can they reach out?
They can call me, 917-664-0436. I answer my phone 24 hours a day. escott@electrifai.com or www.electrifai.com.
Repeat that, please, and slow down on the number. You went too fast.
You can call me anytime, 917-664-0436. 0436, or you can email me, escott@electrifai.com, or visit our website, www.electrifai.com. And I guarantee you, someone will get back to you within a few hours.
I love a CEO that provides his cell phone number.
You're damn right.
That's a guy who's there to solve problems in the C-suite.
We're here to solve problems.
Ed, thank you so much for sitting for this interview today. I wish we could go on a little bit longer, but we do have to wrap it up. My name is Mark Johnson, again, editorial board chair for CDO Magazine, visionary co-founder. And I have had the great pleasure of speaking with my good friend, Ed Scott, CEO of ElectrifAi. If you enjoyed this interview today, please come back to our site to hear more great interviews like this. And Ed, I'd love to have you back again. You can find those interviews here again at cdomagazine.tech. And with other great leaders like Ed, who are changing the world through data and analytics, which is I guess the season we're living in right now. Thanks again, Ed, for the time. Have a great day. Listeners, enjoy your afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to this interview.